Hey beautiful learner. Welcome back to Learn English with Emma. Today you're going to take a very special listening test. But don't worry. It's simple, relaxing, and actually fun. I will read 6 different stories from A1 beginner all the way to C2 expert. Your job is easy. Listen. Enjoy. See how much you understand. Then give yourself a score from 1 to 10. If you understand almost everything, move to the next level. If the story feels too difficult, that means you have found your level. This is not an exam. This is just a calm, natural way to discover your real English level. Ready? Let's begin. A1 beginner story. My name is Leo. I am 30 years old. I live in a small, quiet town near the sea. My life is simple, and I like it. Every morning I wake up at 6. My bedroom is small and warm. The sun comes in and touches my face. I open my eyes and feel calm. I sit on my bed for a moment. I breathe slowly. Then I stand up and stretch. My back makes a little sound. I smile. My body wakes up too. I go to the kitchen. I make tea. I love tea. I don't like coffee very much. Tea feels light and soft. I drink my tea slowly and look outside. I see the street, the small bakery, the blue sky. Sometimes I see an old man walking his dog. The dog looks happy. Maybe the dog also loves the morning. At 7 I walk to work. I love the smell of books. I love the sound of turning pages. I love helping people find stories they enjoy. At 5 I close the store and walk home. The sky becomes orange and pink. The air becomes cool. I like this quiet moment of the day. At home I cook dinner. Then I sit by the window and read or listen to soft music. This is my simple day, and I like it. How much did you understand? Give yourself a score from 1 to 10. If you understood most of it, let's go to A2. A2 elementary story. My name is Rosa, and this is the story of my first job in a big city. It was difficult, but exciting. I grew up in a very small village. Everyone knew each other. Life was simple and quiet, but I always dreamed of a big city with tall buildings, busy streets, and many new faces. When I turned 19, I moved to the capital. My parents were worried, but they supported me. They hugged me, gave me a little money, and wished me good luck. The bus ride was long. When I arrived, everything felt new: loud cars, fast people, bright lights. I felt small but excited. I shared a tiny apartment with 2 other girls. The walls were thin. The kitchen was old. The bathroom door didn't even close properly. But it was my first home away from my parents, so I loved it. My first job was in a busy cafe. On my first day, I was nervous. I made many mistakes: wrong orders, wrong change, even a dropped cup. But my manager, Sophia, smiled and told me something I will never forget. Mistakes are normal. The only real mistake is to stop trying. Slowly I learned. I worked faster. I stayed calm. I smiled at customers. Some people were tired, some were in a bad mood, but I tried my best. I explored the city after work: parks, markets, bookstores. The city was full of life and energy. Sometimes I felt lonely. Sometimes I cried. But I also felt proud. I was growing. 6 months later, I was promoted. I became the person who trained new workers. I felt proud every time someone said, "Thank you, Rosa. You helped me today." I learned something important. Fear is normal, but you should never let fear stop you. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. Ready for B1? B1 intermediate story. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of the year everything changed for me. I worked in a small technology company. My job was safe, my salary was fine. But something was missing. Every day felt the same, boring, colorless, predictable. One evening on a crowded train, I saw a little girl drawing a picture. She showed it to her mother and said, "This is the place I want to visit someday." Her simple dream reminded me of something I had forgotten. I used to dream too. That night, I wrote a list of things I wished I had done. Travel to another country. Learn a new language. Try new hobbies. Make new friends. Explore the world. The next morning, I made a brave decision. I booked a 2-week holiday to Japan. When I arrived, everything felt alive. The colors, the food, the people, the streets. I saw temples, markets, mountains, and beautiful lights. Sometimes I got lost, but strangely, I enjoyed it. When I returned home, I felt different. I didn't want my old life anymore. So I started learning Japanese every day. 3 months later, something amazing happened. A company noticed my interest and invited me for an interview. I was scared, but I tried. And they hired me. A small moment on a train led to a big change in my life. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. If you understood most of it, let's move to B2. B2 Upper Intermediate Story. My name is Jack, and this is not a story about success. It is a story about failure, and how failure can guide you in unexpected ways. Since childhood, I dreamed of climbing a famous mountain. I trained for months running, hiking, carrying heavy backpacks, studying books, learning from experienced climbers. Finally, climbing day arrived. The first part was beautiful. Forests, rivers, fresh air. But as we climbed, the weather changed. The wind grew stronger. The path became dangerous. Our guide Mira warned us to stay focused. We climbed slowly, step by step. But 400 meters from the summit, a strong storm hit. The snow was fast and sharp. The wind screamed. We had to turn back. It broke my heart. The summit was so close, but I failed. For days I felt empty. I trained so hard, but nature said, "Not today." Later Mira told me, failure on the mountain is normal. Failure teaches respect. Failure teaches humility. Slowly, I understood something important. Failure is not the end of your story. Sometimes it is the beginning of a stronger one. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. If you understood most of it, let's go to C1. C1 Advanced Story. My name is Helena, and this story begins in my 3rd year of university, a time when I thought I understood everything. I didn't. I studied psychology and believed knowledge made me wise. But everything changed when I joined a class taught by Dr. Morgan, a quiet, observant man with deep eyes. On the first day, he asked, "What is the purpose of education?" Students answered, "To get a job, to learn information, to become independent." He smiled gently and said, "The purpose of education is to train your mind to see." During the semester, he told stories. Simple stories with deep lessons. He taught us that wisdom comes from observing people, not memorizing definitions. One story was about a student who failed an exam. Dr. Morgan did not give him a new test. Instead, he told him, "Go observe the world. Bring me something that changes how you think." After a week of searching, the student saw an old man feeding pigeons. Nothing special, but the man looked truly at peace. That simple moment taught the student and me that happiness often lives in small, quiet moments. Dr. Morgan taught us to keep a journal of things we noticed. Sunlight touching a window, a warm cup of tea, a stranger's kindness. Slowly, I began to see the world differently. More clearly, more gently, more deeply. He taught me, intelligence solves problems. Wisdom understands people. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. Ready for C2? C2 Story. The Bridge Between Worlds, Emma Style. Level Expert. Hey beautiful learner. This is your C2 listening story. For centuries, philosophers debated a strange idea. What if human imagination is not just creativity, but a doorway to another world? A modern scientist named Dr. Hale wanted to test this theory. He believed that when people imagine something deeply, a memory, a dream, a fear, a hope, the brain creates patterns that are too structured to be random. He built a device that recorded these patterns and turned them into shapes of light. One night, during an experiment, the device produced something unexpected, a bridge-like structure made entirely of light. The scientists whispered, "Is this real? Or is this imagination taking form?" The truth was unclear, but the discovery suggested something powerful. Human imagination might not be a place we escape to. It might be a place we create. Every time we dare to dream. Hey, beautiful learner, you made it to the end, and I'm so proud of you. Every minute you spend learning English builds your confidence, your fluency, and your future. If today's lesson helped you, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new English practice with me. And remember, learning English doesn't have to be hard, not here. Keep showing up, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.